Hello people of the world and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. Today I'm going to do something that I have never done before, which is called starting a video series with you guys. Be Free is the book that I published and wrote last year. If you've been following me for however long, you might have heard of the book Be Free. It's pretty much my story overcoming shame and some depression and stepping into a life of freedom and learning what grace means, learning who Jesus is, learning that I have been free this whole time, and it's just kind of learning how to walk in that freedom. I wrote some discussion questions for this book not too long ago that pretty much just go through each chapter of the book. And so what I thought I would do is I would make a video for each section of the book as well. The first chapter of the book is called Shame, but I made a video for shame talking about similar things a few weeks ago. So I will put that in the description box below in case any of you guys want to see that video. This video is starting in chapter 2, which is called Trauma. So if anyone would like to purchase the book or the discussion questions that these videos go along to, go ahead and send me an email at JackieGTV7@gmail.com or leave a comment in the comment section below and I will help get that to you. For this video, I want to talk about trauma. Have you ever had an experience that has made you feel worthless? I feel like we all have our own version of some kind of story that has helped us believe lies about ourselves that aren't true, and one particularly in my life has been me feeling like I am worthless, like I don't matter, like my life literally just means nothing. But the story I want to share right now in this video about something that has made me feel worthless has been a relationship that I was in kind of with this guy. It's been about 3 years now since things with this guy really ended. This was a major factor in me not feeling good enough, because you see, what happened with this guy was that it was a very much like back and forth thing. He could never make up his mind on how he felt about me. It was like one day he wanted to be with me and the next day he didn't, and it was pretty much like my whole life was kind of determined by what he wanted. My view of myself depended on what this guy thought about me. It was probably the most unhealthy situation. And so whenever this guy would go talk to other girls and whatnot, or like decide that he didn't like me one of these days, when the day before that he told me that he did, I would feel completely worthless and I would feel completely terrible and like I meant nothing. But that's a piece of my story that has led me to believe the lie in the past that I am worthless. And when we feel like we're worthless, that just kind of opens a door for a lot of hard stuff, a lot of shame, a lot of pain, a lot of mistakes that we make because we don't know our own value. I let this guy honestly take advantage of me a lot, but it was like I let him because I didn't feel like I had value. I didn't value myself enough to take care of myself. That was around the time when I started experiencing an eating disorder, which I'll share more about later. If you've watched my videos for however long, you'll know that too. But I didn't value myself, so I didn't take care of myself. I just wanted to be with this guy wanted me to be. So I stopped eating. I started making decisions that were morally wrong. They made me hate myself, the things that I did to try and get this guy's approval and attention and acceptance, because I thought that my worth came from him. You guys, I wish that I could go back right now and tell my younger self that this guy isn't where you get your worth from. This guy isn't where you get your value from. He's not what determines if you're good enough and accepted and loved. If anyone out there has experienced a story like that, then have so much grace for yourself. Have so much patience for yourself, because those are real, they're real fears and they're real beliefs, and it's sometimes when you're in it and when you're so close to the situation, it feels almost impossible to get out of. If you've been through something like that, then have grace for yourself, because I know that it's hard, but I also know that it's not the end of the story. We aren't going to get our worth from people like that in that way, and that situation did not actually define me as worthless. That was a lie that I was believing. Another thing that I talk about in that book is the idea of sharing our stories with others. Have you ever been encouraged by someone sharing their story with you? I have 100,000,000% been encouraged by that. You see, when I was 17, I was raped. And that's a story that I do talk about in my book, and it's a story that I do talk about in other videos, but it's a story that has taken me a really long time to be able to just talk about in general. It's something that's hard to put words to and hard to put feelings to other than just fear and shame, because that's the biggest thing that has ever made me feel as worthless as it gets. This lady, when I lived in Nashville, she was really, really open and honest with me and a group of women about a time when she was raped. I'm sure it was so scary to share that when we just met and there were other people there, but she shared that story with us so courageously. And by her sharing that story, I felt like it gave me a key to share my story. Like, that set me free, and suddenly I felt like I wasn't alone and I could talk about my story too, and that really set me free. Because for some reason there's a lot of shame associated with trauma, and for some reason there's a lot of fear that we feel before sharing a trauma with someone, because it's so vulnerable and it's so sensitive, and there are so many lies that are believed when trauma happens. Was it my fault? Should I have done more to stop it? Was it even trauma? Am I making too big of a deal out of this? There's so many questions that have gone through my head when experiencing things like these that I'm sharing. They make us afraid to share, when at the end of the day, it's sharing with other people that we trust that sets us free. That's the answer, because shame only grows in isolation. Trauma is so much easier to deal with and to work through when you allow other people to be in the process with you. I think what people need when they share their traumas isn't really advice, it's really just support and friendship and a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes we don't have the right words to say, but sometimes we need to know that someone is there and they love us and they care. When I share trauma, I just need to know that I'm loved. I just need to know that you acknowledge me and you care about me and you are my friend, and that is it. I don't need you to tell me advice or to tell me what to do or to fix it even, or to go get the bad guy. I just need you to tell me that you love me and you care and I matter and you believe me and I'm important and worthy and my life matters. That's what I need when I experience trauma. I think that's what we're looking for. If you want to purchase my book, Be Free, or if you want to purchase these discussion questions that go along with the book, that go along with these videos that I'm going to be making for the next however long, probably month or so, then email me at JackieGTV7@gmail.com or leave me a comment below. I would love to get back to you with all the information. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. So this video today is brought to you by Purity Coffee. Purity Coffee is an incredible coffee company that I am partnering up with, and it tastes absolutely amazing. It is ethically farmed, it is clean, it is organic, and it tastes amazing. As you all know, I'm obsessed with coffee. I mean, this is called Coffee Chats with Jax. So when this company reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to partner up, I was really, really excited. And I got the coffee in the mail and tried it, and it tastes as good as they say. Normally I have to put almond milk and some stevia in my coffee, but I drink this stuff just plain, pour over. It is amazing. I highly suggest at least trying it. And for watching my video, you get a discount of 20% off if you use the code JackieG when you go order Purity Coffee. Then you will get a 20% off discount. I think that you should try it before I drink all the coffee and you don't get to have any of it. So hurry up, go buy some. Looks like this. It's honestly just really cool that companies like Purity are really conscious of their drinkers and conscious of our health. It's like, if we're going to drink something every day and as often as coffee, we might as well make sure that it's the best possible coffee we can be putting into our bodies. I'll post links below if you would like to purchase or check out their website, any of the things. I love you. Thank you, Purity Coffee. See you guys next week.